Hello, 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 and welcome to Pink Floyd, the podcast where we watch every movie ever made to see if it syncs up to Pink Floyd's 1973 magnum opus, The Dark Side of the Moon. My name is Gareth Blackler, and who are you? You're James Barron.
Oh, it's me. Who am I? Who am I? Who? It's me, James Barron. Hi, how's it going?
Going well. How are you?
I got sort of lost in my own joke there. I got trapped within a spiral of referencing The Who briefly, because the movie that we watched this week is The Who's film Tommy.
Yes, a movie designed to sync up to a classic rock album, but just a completely different one to the one we listened to.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. How did you find this movie?
Well, this movie was a suggestion from a dear friend of the show and listener, Robin Thomas. Bobby, shout outs to you for suggesting this movie to us. Had never heard of it before, but they had waxed lyrical about it to me several times that we had to watch it for the show, and I can see why, because what an adventure, Gareth! What a time to be alive! My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
It was.
I've been like this month, because it's still October as we're recording.
Yeah.
I've been like watching a lot of like bad slasher movies and listening to like scary music, like clipping and like soundtracks to Halloween and stuff. This felt like stepping into the coolest bath. It was such a such a bizarre, strange feeling. Like if the bath was full of like smoke, there was also water.
Whoa!
That's watching Tommy to Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah,
you watched it with and without Pink Floyd, right?
I did, yeah. So my watch consisted of me watching it normally, as regular humans would. Sans Pink Floyd first, and then immediately following it up with no break whatsoever into watching it again with Pink Floyd playing. So like,
and then due to like weird kind of scheduling, you've now waited pretty much a week to talk about this.
Mate, I've been sitting on this one for a while. It was quite the experience, and I can't wait to run it all down with you here on the pod.
Oh yes. So I only watched it with the Floyd, but I watched it with Pink Floyd twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love that.
This morning I was just really craving it because like I went back into my like slasher film world for a little longer, and then I was like, no, I need to relax. Why am I so anxious all the time? Oh, because I'm scared of being slashed.
I cannot believe that this is a relaxation period for you, this film. Like that
really
makes no sense to me at all. But I do love it. It's like, it seems like your perspective has been warped by like weeks of slasher movies. Potentially.
Yeah, and months of Dark Side of the Moon, I think.
Yeah, maybe. It is like coming home, I must say, watching a movie too.
Yes.
With the old Floyd playing. I went to the cinema again last night, and it was like such a novelty for me to watch a movie without Pink Floyd playing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm finding I'm getting really into soundtracks and scores now because they're an alternative.
Yeah.
Like, I'm finally noticing them in a way I never really used to.
Yeah, it's a heightened appreciation for music that isn't Pink Floyd. Oh my god.
This film is also, it's very much in a sweet spot between, I think, both of us that we haven't really covered on this podcast, which is movies from the 70s where you kind of feel like they're illegal. Like, Three Dever Dam fell into that as well, but just this weird, like, found artifacts back kind of before blockbusters when they would spend a lot of money on something this weird and abstract.
Yeah, right. It's like bits of this feel almost exploitative of like actors and just regular people, and potentially the audience. But it's kind of wild, like thinking about all the money and stuff that goes into making these kind of films that just would never happen these days.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's really cool, I thought. Like, it's such a wild movie, and there's so much to talk about.
Yeah. If you don't know this movie, it's an adaptation of an album from 1969, nice, that it was a story very vaguely fleshed out across the album. Like,
Yeah.
Pete Townsend from The Who had like a big idea for it, but he didn't really cover it all in the album, so they've had to flesh it out quite a bit.
Yeah.
But, and you're going to have to tell me this, is there any dialogue or is it all singing?
There's... oh my god, I can't actually remember. I think it is all sung.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everything is sung throughout the movie.
Yeah, which is... We've had like some movies with little musical moments. This is our first time where it's clearly different music to what we're listening to.
Yeah, I think the idea
whole
is that
time.
it's like a full-on like opera, right? It's it's a rock opera, effectively. My background knowledge of the album Tommy is also fairly loose, so it was like kind of a like first time experience for me in that regard. And I have listened to the album itself post watching this twice.
Oh, yeah.
There are
Good
some
album?
significant differences, so
Okay.
yeah. They had to like flesh out a lot of it also because the movie is
Yeah.
quite a bit longer than the album itself, so
Yeah, of course.
man, it would be a really weird experience to sync this movie with the album of the same name because it would just be everything but slightly out of sync with itself.
Yeah, for sure. Like, the album would get ahead of the movie.
Yeah,
after a certain
arguably
point.
this is the better synced experience.
Well, this might be a spoiler, but I'm agreeing with you pretty hard on
Yeah.
that.
All right. Sweet, close the podcast.
Have you seen any... Have you ever seen a movie or a play adapted from an album before?
I don't think so, no. Like, officially. No. I'm
Yeah,
trying to...
I saw American Idiot last year, the one based on the Green Day album.
wow.
And that album was massive for me for probably like 8 years of my life. That was like once a week, twice a week an album. And the play was pretty average.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we could delve a whole podcast into this. What Broadway thinks rocking out is really strange. It involves a lot of, and it's going to be hard to describe, but you like kind of fist pump downwards on an angle. I've been lucky to see like 3 kind of rock musicals last year. And lucky is a loose term, but they all featured that dance move in unison,
Right.
and it's like, you do not see that at a concert.
It's a classic rock move that we've just all collectively forgotten or like intentionally put away from our minds. My goodness.
And Broadway's brave enough to bring it back.
Yeah. It's potentially a move from before our time, Gareth. Who's to say?
That's true, actually. Who am I to say?
Yeah. It's too outlawed for being too dangerous.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a choreographed Broadway setting.
It's the only rule from the Footloose town that actually made it to like public.
The Footloose amendments.
Yeah.
Very important.
I have no segue into it, but shall we get into this experience, this film, this sync?
Yeah, man. There's no segue needed. Let's just do it. Let's dive on in.
Yeah.
We've got the movie starts off like pretty chill, I would say.
Yeah.
Lets you in pretty easy, like unlike 3D Madame. We've got just the title card and then like the sun setting in front of a silhouetted figure. This will come back.
Yes.
Tommy's future father is just chilling out here with his mum. Having some tea in the mountains over Breathe. It's very serene scenes at the start of the movie. I'm vibing.
It's a luxury romance is what I've written.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. There's like chandeliers and stuff when they're like hanging out in the house. There's like they make out and make love under a waterfall.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice.
Which I don't know if that would be as nice as the movie makes it look.
Probably
but...
pretty complicated.
Yeah.
but you know, a bit of fun. Who's to say? I'm not gonna mess with that.
I'm not yucking any waterfall based
No,
yums.
absolutely not. You get in dance. They have a wee dance under the chandelier, and they say, "Run, rabbit, run!" As they like, there's an emergency going on. World War II is starting up.
Yeah.
They're running through the bombed out wreckage of the street, Gareth, and a big house. Pretty intense.
Oh yeah, there's some like showgirls that run by with gas masks on, which is a very rock and roll image.
Yeah, true.
but yeah, quite upsetting.
Yeah, it's like what are these ladies' stories? Where are they come from?
Yeah.
They're very well coordinated with one another, so it's fine.
Oh yes.
Anyway, Tommy's dad gets sent off to fight as a pilot in World War II, and he dies in his plane. There's a bit where his supposedly his face gets all burned up, and the window smashes. And On the Run is playing here, just before this, when he leaves for war on train. Starts there, and then we get the war sequence with his mum climbs into a little bed that's in a cage.
Yeah, this confused me so much.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this will come back, and it doesn't.
No, I feel like this is potentially a metaphor for something that the audience doesn't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get what this means. It's definitely it looks like a symbol for something. But I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Maybe it's a metaphor for the nature of metaphors, you know?
Hey, alright, I'm into it. The bombs are falling and smashing up the place. The photo of the dad smashes, and also his plane goes down and fire's burning his face. It's a bad time.
Yeah. As Pink Floyd say, live for today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
His plane goes down and the screen flashes to white.
Very good.
Yeah.
So we flash forward, and the mum is working making munitions for the war. Yeah, she's putting all the little silver balls into the I don't know what you call them, little shells, I guess.
Yeah.
Mortar shells. I do like that this is the first instance of the recurring silver ball motif of the movie. The pinballs start here. She gets the news that the dad has been killed in action and faints, and there's just these silver balls falling all over the place. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice wee shot. Yeah,
very 70s rock opera vibe.
Yeah, and that happens over the crash sound and On the Run as well. So happy with that. Unfortunately the clocks don't line with anything, which immediately after that, but that's fine.
I'll disagree with you on that.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Tommy's being born.
Yes.
And it's also when the war's finished, and a character says, "Hear the joyful celebrations in the streets," but all we're hearing is these clocks covering this.
All right.
Completely. So it's probably more of an anti-sync, but I liked it. I wrote clocks and then rewrote clocks in a big shaky hand to be they're scary.
They are scary. That's true. I like that you like the writings of a madman, just shaking your hand as you write down clocks multiple times. Love it.
This one's nuts as well because I did it twice. There's notes over top of my other notes in pencil and yeah.
Can we release these Cliff's notes to the public, or was it too shameful?
I think so. Or should I bury them and then years from now they'll wash up on a beach and someone will find them and be like, "What? Luxury romance to breathe? Dad ? Gets on a train?"
Yeah. There you go. It seems like someone's
Clocks,
screenplay, and they accidentally recreate Tommy, but loosely.
Whoa!
Be into it.
Whoa! Yes, I love that.
Yeah. Okay. We got next is I've noted that this shot coming into the Bernie's holiday camp is very Wes Anderson style. This whole sequence actually, everyone in their costumes and it's framed dead center of frame, and it's all mirrored. It feels very Wes Anderson-y, this whole sequence actually.
Yeah.
A little bit off kilter though because of the old Uncle Frank here. He's not acting too awful yet, but he he will very soon.
He's such a weird one, eh? He does some pretty unforgivable things, but then he's also kind of nice.
Yeah. I don't know. He's fairly creepy, at least at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's they do the lovely legs competition, which is just great, honestly.
Yeah. So this is Tommy's grown up and he's going to this camp, and there's the lovely legs competition, which syncs quite well to Time by Pink Floyd.
Yeah, scarily well.
Yeah. This is when I was kind of wondering, like, is there only like a couple dances you can do to like old rock music?
Potentially, yeah.
Like, yeah, this kind of shaking it, moving your leg, and of course the diagonal thing that's been recently outlawed.
Yeah. Like, my rock show move is just, like, pogoing, which I don't think has been relevant for, like, the last, like, 20 years. I think I'm, like, one of the few people that's still pogo.
I love a good pogo, yeah, but it kind of went out with the 90s ska revival.
Yeah, man, I'm just waiting for it to be re-revived. The re-revival of ska. That's all I want, Gareth.
You want someone to take ska music's advice and pick it up.
Pick it up. Yeah, that's all I want.
There's got to be a ska band that covers Pink Floyd, right? Like, that's something that would have happened in the 90s.
Wow, yeah, probably. What song would they cover? Like, probably Another Brick in the Wall, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dub Side of the Moon is a dub reggae tribute to Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, no.
And then Brim Sculler Brim did a cover of Brain Damage, which is apparently ska.
We'll need to check that out after the show.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That sounds great.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
We'll update you listeners on how much we clearly loved it.
Obviously. Yeah, like, we'll do a wee indent here about, shall we?
Yeah, should we edit in us from the future after we've heard it?
Yeah. Okay.
Take it away, lads.
Man, I was not expecting that.
No.
That heel turn at the end.
Hello, it's us from the future. We've just listened to this song. Pretty good.
Pretty good. I loved it. It's got a wee twist in it. Check it out on YouTube. I've seen in the comments that what we watched is actually illegally uploaded, and the band themselves, Bim Sculler Bim, are furious.
Oh no!
They're very upset that it's been uploaded here.
Did they not want anyone to hear it?
Maybe, I don't know. I do love the comment here from Wobsy99. Brilliant, love the original, but never thought I would dance to it. Love it. Scarred for life.
Whoa.
Which is unreal.
That is a perfect YouTube comment.
I've been scarred for life by this song, Gareth.
Yeah. Should we buy, like, checker patterned pork pie hats and just start, like, pogoing around everywhere?
Yeah, man. That's my whole vibe. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Catch me at the next party.
Yeah. I don't know what else there is to say. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 members of this band.
Yep.
3 fedoras for the fedora budget.
That's a high fedora count.
Yeah.
Low for a ska band, but high in, in general band index.
The YouTube picture, one of them like looks like he's about to murder the other one with his trombone. It's very blurry.
Yeah. Very blurry. Trombone motion.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Great stuff.
Brain Damage. Yeah, the little twist at the end.
All right, cut back to past us, I guess. Bye.
Take it away, lads. Thanks, lads.
Oh, welcome back to the show. Such a bright future.
What if we forget to do that?
No, that's fine. That's arguably funnier.
Yeah.
All right, we've got... So I want to shout out to the best shot in the movie now. This just little shot of like young Tommy up in the rafters of like a auditorium hall or something, like looking down at his parents sipping a wee soda as people like the adults are dancing down below. But like it's just like a slow zoom on this boy's face, and he looks so bored.
Yeah,
I love this shot. It's one of my favorite shots in any movie ever.
It's such a perfect distilling of like when you go to a party with your parents and you don't quite understand everything that's going on, but you're also bored as hell.
Yeah, man. It's. I remember feeling this way many times in my life. It's so good.
Yeah.
He's also wearing like a full like white suit, which is great.
Oh yeah, because it's the 70s, baby.
Yeah, man. What a good time. Yes.
Yeah.
So, home again is the line that plays when they are heading home as a new family. Uncle Frank's going to come and move in with them.
Yeah.
And Tommy also vows at this point to start up his own holiday camp when he grows up.
Yes.
Which is important.
Yeah. Because this holiday camp was all a recent... This wasn't in the original album, eh?
I don't think so. Well, might have been. I don't know now. It was all sort of a fever dream for me.
Yes, true.
But yeah, it's like the holiday camp is very strange, but
yes.
Well, we've got great gig as Tommy's put to bed next to a big photo of his dad.
Yeah.
I really love the plain wallpaper in this scene as well.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So the wallpaper's just like patterns of like war bomber planes, like crisscrossed on the wall, which is just so nice. Like it's such a like a cool wee detail and that they just don't do in films anymore.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because often now they won't like build a room for a movie; they'll just find a room and shoot around in it. Yeah,
but yeah, there's so much like attention to detail about stuff like this in this movie. It's great.
Yeah,
they're really.
I feel like. Oh, sorry.
It's just really considered in like what they they had a very clear vision of what they wanted to show.
Yeah, I feel like Wes Anderson would still do it, bringing it back to him, and he was also born the same year this album came out.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
69.
If you guys didn't hear me like typing away, that was me trying to find out if he was born on the same day, but he was born 23 days earlier.
Bloody Wes. My goodness.
Yeah. So now I've shoehoorned Wes back into the conversation to show off that I've learned.
Yeah, it's like it's just a good vibe that this whole scene plays out over Great Gig as well. Like this is like very traumatic. Got the parents are like, well, not the parents, Uncle Frank and the mum are hanging out in the room, and there's the recurring perfectly circular mirror as well here.
Yeah.
Also, I associate this with the like mirrored pinballs as well. Like it ties into that motif. There's a lot of circle imagery throughout the whole film. So yeah, I count that among them. Anyway, the dad returns. The Tommy's actual father returns. He didn't die. He's got a big burn on his face where the plane went down, and just visits his boy. And then like Tommy wakes up while getting visited and like goes to see what's going on. But then the dad gets killed by Uncle Frank in front of Tommy with like a lamp. It's not entirely clear how this would kill him.
Yeah,
it's like
maybe it got him right. Like he was already close to death because he's been wandering around for 5 years after his plane crashed.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it was more like lack of nutrition and lamp just kind of set it off.
His bones are so weak. Hit by a single lamp and went down. I don't know. Maybe he got electrocuted. Who's to say? But yeah. He
what we do know is he screams at the same time Great Gig in the Sky starts.
Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah, like exactly over the the first vocal, very good. And then the Uncle Frank and the mum like swarm over Tommy because he saw everything, and they keep saying, "You didn't hear it, you didn't see it, and you'll never say a word to anyone."
Yes.
Which it's clever because this is how Tommy becomes blind, deaf, and dumb. Right? These the things he's like conditioned to. Into this psychosomatic state by this traumatic event.
Yeah, it's actually like, I mean, I don't know how realistic it is, but it's very well thought out.
Yeah.
Again, for like a rock opera adaptation.
Yeah, it's clever. Like the whole becoming blind, deaf, and dumb because of it. It's a very silly thing to have happen, and like but like it is like there's precedent. It makes sense in the story, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is weird, like you said, like this is Uncle Frank murdering the hero's father, but then otherwise Uncle Frank just kind of seems like he's doing his best and we're like supposed to still kind of like him.
Yeah. You know, they do, like, so I think it's like a slow regression, right, from here, and that they start off trying to, like, still maintain a happy family, but it just gets harder and harder because of this, like, event hanging over them.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we get like them like having fun at a fun fair or whatever after this, trying to break him out of the psychosis. They just like try various things, getting more and more like unokay.
Yeah.
Until they eventually give up is sort of the vibe that I get.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're like he's shooting down planes on this little like game thing at the fun fair, which I found funny. This is very like Monty Python animation style.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, and Uncle Frank kind of gives up because he's obviously, this child is still, deaf, dumb, and blind.
Yeah, this is his money is starting up, by the way.
Yeah, and then Uncle Frank pulls a slot machine, but it's just like slightly too early.
Yeah. If that was like bang on a cha-ching noise, woof.
Yeah.
Very good.
Instant 10.
Okay, this sequence is followed by a whole lot of very strange imagery.
Yeah, strap in, folks, because I think we're going to talk about this one for a while, this part.
It's like a lot of surreal stuff happens. So we've got, I guess this is more symbolism or whatever, but this kicks off with a shot of Tommy spinning around on the beach, and he's got a big black cube on his head.
Yeah.
I don't know what this means. Is it just like his senses are shut off, and he's like...
Yeah, I think it's a blunt metaphor, but...
It's very funny watching a little kid spinning in a circle with a box on his head.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I loved it. His father is up against a plane, crucifixion style. So there's a plane, like a silhouette of a plane from above, and he's like up against it like Jesus on the cross. And there's a whole bunch of planes around him. And this eventually becomes like a symbol for the cult of Tommy as well. The like pinball, this shape, this like crucifixion cross shape, but with a pinball head, is becomes the symbol. So a lot of like Christ imagery as well.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, we kind of pan out, and there's a lot of these crosses, and they're all getting hit by pinballs.
Yeah.
And like changing color.
Yeah.
And then there's like a pinball breaks apart, and there's two Tommies in it.
Two Tommy faces, just like staring, me mugging the lens, and then
the meanest mugging.
Yeah, and then lots of Tommies, like lots of little Tommies, just dancing in black space as well, in a large like circle shape.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I think it's a perfect sync, like. But there's one huge flaw that none of this imagery translates to money. But like, I think if you hired a music video director who hadn't heard about money, you sat them down and chatted to them for maybe like an hour, explaining what money, the concept, what money is and what it like represents and what it does, and then set them off wild. Again, they'd didn't quite understand what money was. Yeah, exactly. They'll come back with us.
I love that.
So, yeah, I'm really for it. And then we get like, it cuts to like Christmas.
Yeah.
And I feel like this next scene, which is still on money, would still be in this music video about money.
Oh, totally.
Similar in the way like old music videos they started off with a big concept, and they often kind of switch concepts halfway through.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Ideal for money as well, because it's such a long song. But yeah, definitely this Christmas sequence fits in right in home. Tommy's sitting in a tiny car, a child-sized car with its lights flashing in the middle of the room, with everyone singing and dancing around him, like marching around him in a circle as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's not partaking in any of these festivities. He's sitting there just like despondent and unresponsive as usual. This is also where we get the "Tommy, can you hear me?" thing, which is something that I did know about this movie ahead of time.
Oh, okay.
That like "Tommy, can you hear me?" is like a line repeated throughout the whole album and also throughout this whole movie.
And it's referenced in the Mighty Boosh, right? In the episode about mods, which is very The Who already. Howard Moon sings "Tommy, can you hear me?" just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that's true. I feel like that's the part we'll get letters from, not everything we've got wrong about Pink Floyd.
Enraged Boosh fans.
Yeah,
potentially. I can't
Dare
wait
I say it, they'll say, "This is an outrage."
Oh, got there.
Hey.
Won them back. Won them back.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's also the repeated line that, like, I guess this is like Tommy's inner monologue, or him like calling out to his mum, being like, "Hear me, feel me, touch me, heal me."
Yes.
The four lines, like sung very like intensely by Roger Daltrey usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like the introduction of these lines. The Tommy, can you hear me thing is crack up for me. Because I just always think about now Uncle Frank wearing that little mask and saying it, and then like tearing it away very angry and just yelling it.
Yeah.
It's
also because we can't hear Tommy at all. So like it's almost saying like the album Tommy, I'm the album Tommy, can you hear me?
No.
No, we can hear Dark Side of the Moon.
We're blind, deaf and dumb to you, Tommy.
Yeah.
There's no way we're going to talk about that album. I barely remember it. I was like 5 hours deep into the Tommy verse.
Oh yeah! Wow. This was all on a Monday for you, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Monday. Like it started at like 10 o'clock on a Monday and just like kept going.
Wow.
It's crazy. Woof.
James and the Tommy verse.
Yeah, it's the look out for that one coming soon.
Yeah.
That new movie. So here we get the tail end of Money now. It's like they give him like a nativity scene as a gift, more Jesus imagery. And he just like throws that shit on the floor, does not care about baby Jesus. There's like a couple lines about him not understanding God and not like knowing how to pray and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the idea that will he be saved, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. I don't know like what he's being saved from.
I guess it's saved in the like classic Christian
like going
way?
to heaven sense.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be more concerned about themselves and all the stuff that they're about to do.
Yes,
we've got us and them now as Tommy has grown up into Roger Daltrey himself, who plays adult Tommy through the movie.
Very good at his like mile wide stare that Tommy does.
Really good, yeah. Like I kind of appreciated this performance because it's like quite difficult to do, like play someone that's blind, and I feel like he like pulls it off pretty well. Oh man, he really starts to shine when he can talk again. Spoilers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's again like a movie wouldn't do that this day where they cast this super famous singer and he doesn't sing until over an hour into the movie.
Yeah, they even replace like weird bits he would usually sing with like other people.
Yeah. Which
is great. Oh man. Anyway, he's all grown up and they're attending Marilyn Monroe Church.
Yeah.
It's this like Marilyn Monroe worshipping cult.
Yeah.
Giant statue of Marilyn in her classic like skirt being blown up pose. And there's like nuns in Marilyn masks that are carrying like censers, like classic Catholic nuns wandering around. Eric Clapton plays the preacher here, who has a wee song for us. Oh my god. Like, what? How the hell did they get Eric Clapton to sign on to do this?
No idea. He sinks the worst, I think, out of all the like guest stars.
Yeah.
Just like, I feel like when he's rocking on his guitar is when Pink Floyd aren't rocking on their guitar. When he's singing is when Pink Floyd start rocking on their guitars.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like a real battle of the bands situation happening. Where they're like playing at the same time, a la Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
It's not working out well for us. I also feel like the scene is like in fairly bad taste. Like, just in reference to like Marilyn Monroe's suicide. Like, they're giving out like the communion for this church is giving out pills and whiskey, which is how she killed herself.
Oh man, yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Also, they get like a bunch of actually disabled people in this scene. To like come up and touch the Marilyn statue and be healed or something. I felt that this was kind of exploitative on the filmmaker's part as well.
For sure, yeah. Especially the director plays one of them. Like, he just puts himself in a wheelchair. He's able-bodied.
Jesus. Okay. Like faking being blind, deaf, and dumb aside, like because that's part of the story. Like like, this is kind of hard to justify.
Yeah. And it's interesting because it could have been... I feel like if it was in the hands of someone else, if it wasn't also trying to be a The Who musical, you could get a really interesting kind of satire out of this about celebrity and stuff.
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah. We're not into it. No, we're not into the sequence, sadly.
No.
It sure was something that I was not expecting. It's a very much hard...
for sure.
It is a hard turn from Christmas into this, I've got to say. But yeah, I'm much more vibing with the next scene, I must admit. So we're still in Us and Them.
Hard turn.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah. So we cut to a striptease where Uncle Frank employs the gypsy, the acid queen, Tina Turner herself, to work her LSD magic and fix Tommy's mind, is what I've written in my notes. That's how I could best describe what happens. She says she's guaranteed to tear your soul apart as part of the song, which is just great. That's a great line.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god. It's a great sequence. Tina Turner fucking nails this role of just like this insane LSD-driven nightmare woman.
Yeah. It's interesting, they offered it to Mick Jagger, but Mick Jagger only wanted to do his own songs. And they were like, oh, this is The Who musical.
Yeah. We don't accept any other band's involvement. Not you, not Pink Floyd, nobody. Goodness. Get out of here, Mick. You're making a Mickey of this. What are you doing? Hey. So yes, her LSD magic consists of the following. She brings out like a syringe, and then there are two like blonde women who assist her in this that wear like fake skirts or something going on. They come out, and they put a robot mask on the gypsy first here, Gareth. And then you cut away back to Tommy, who's like on a bed, like trying to like freaking out. And then there's a full Iron Maiden robot. Is how I would describe it. This prop is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Me.
I want to see if this is real and in like a museum somewhere so that I could go visit it, because holy hell, this thing is insane looking.
Yeah.
It's like a big Iron Maiden thing that clamps shut and is surrounded by syringes poking into it to like inject LSD in various parts of your body.
Yeah.
Like Super Soldier style.
This has either done no drugs or every drug.
For real.
Yeah.
It's incredible. How it operates as well is great, because it's covered in these like tubes that fill up with red liquid, and they like fill up all the syringes, and then that is administered into the Iron Maiden thing. It's sick. This whole thing is great. It also spins around incredibly violently.
Yeah, and the spinning syncs up really well to any color you like.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That is a color that I like. There's also, like two mirrored Tina Turners dancing either side of this thing.
Because it spins and zooms in and out, and Tina Turner just dances and mirrors and dances, and it goes on for a while, but it's great.
Oh yeah, okay. Also, so this sequence is not letting up with all the crazy imagery, because we get the Iron Maiden open and closes several times. And then we first see Tommy's dad with his burned face.
Yeah. And
then without his burned face immediately after. And then it's replaced by Tommy again. And it's like, okay. Alright. And then it like recloses again. There's like a lot of insane crash zooms on the machine and Tina Turner, just like over and over again. And then it reopens, and he's covered in poppies from his dad's memorial. We forgot to mention that at the start.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's fine.
His like the war memorial from his dad's death, and so they're covering up the like injection points all over his body. Yeah, and he's also wearing a cross around his neck from that same memorial.
Yeah, and he's looking very Jesus-y as well. True.
Yes, and he also drops a bunch of pinballs from his hands down to the floor, where his mother is on the ground, which is made of pinballs, just openly weeping. What? What?
And then it closes and reopens again as soon as like the music gets calm, and he's turned into a calm little skeleton.
Yeah, there's a skeleton inside now with snakes coiling in and around the bones. This skeleton looks super fake, and I love it.
Yeah,
it's like a skeleton ripped straight from a like school classroom. That they've just put inside this thing and covered it in snakes. I love it so much.
I don't know if this has come up on the show, but every time I see a fake skeleton, I send you a photo.
Oh, that's great. I'm so happy. For the record, listeners, I fucking love skeletons. I think they're the funniest, scary thing, like, horror imagery thing, because they're real. Like, unlike all other things, like fucking werewolves and witches and whatnot, which are all spooky, skeletons, everyone's got a skeleton.
Yeah.
Like, I just think they're so goofy and great. So yeah. Oh my god, thank you so much. If anyone wants to send me a skeleton at any time, it'll brighten my day.
Please do. And there's so many, like, the world is slowly catching up to you on skeletons. Like,
yeah, man.
Last Halloween, we're in the Warehouse, which is like the big chain department store in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And someone had just set up a fake skeleton to be fishing and wearing sunglasses.
Exactly. There's the big Twitter meme at the moment, the big, like, 20-foot tall skeleton, or is it like 12-foot tall skeleton that you can buy? And it's like $300, but everyone is obsessed with putting this giant skeleton in their front yard for Halloween.
It's very good.
Because it's just too big. It's like as tall as people's houses. And just seeing that walking by is just so good.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah. Anyway, Uncle Frank it decides that it's time to retrieve Tommy now from the Acid Queen, who is... Yeah. He goes up to see her, and she's just standing there, like, shaking uncontrollably. And we get a shot of her face, which is very upsetting. Just like, she's, like, smiling like crazy. And, like, vibrating.
Yeah.
It's great. If these are the effects of prolonged LSD, you can count me out, mate. Not interested. I was in with the giant robot Iron Maiden, but if this is the long-term effects, I'm out. Sorry. Say no to drugs.
Yeah.
Kids.
This is all the ultimate PSA.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, we get a clips now as the family are standing together in front of a mirror. And they leave Tommy with Cousin Kevin at the end of playthrough 1 here.
Yeah.
Who is like a masochistic, like punk rock bully, school bully type. Does some pretty horrible stuff to Tommy.
Yeah, very cartoony, very like Tom and Jerry, or like Tommy and Jerry, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's very like Mad Magazine kind of stuff vibes that you from this.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually.
Like, like he burns his hand with a cigarette and like waterboards him and like whips him with a towel. Like that's like the fact that those two other things are like quite serious, and then he's also just like hung him from a door and is whipping him with a towel, and it's also up there. It's like, what?
This was the first scenes they shot when they were making this, so they must have been like, this is the movie we're making?
Alright, this is the tone? Or just like, yeah. Hang me up. Put me up on the door. Whip me with the towel. Spray me with the fire hose. This is how we want to start the shot. I don't think we got that
take. Let's do it again.
Yeah, I'm so cold. Anyway, none of this matches to Breathe. I do really like the shot of him ironing him with his clothes on. I think this is like very cartoony and funny. Like, it's obviously awful, but like it's just a funny visual in context of the song. It's not at all, nowhere near as peaceful as the first instance of Breathe we had, Gareth. No. I would say this is the polar opposite point here. Yes.
It's neither luxury or romance, or luxury romance.
That is true. I would describe it as neither of those things. Next up, so this is like a sequence of him being left with people that are terrible. He gets left with Uncle Ernie, who's a creep/rapist, I've written in my notes, played by Keith Moon, also in the band.
Weird, eh?
Yeah, I feel like it's honestly fucking props to Keith Moon for saying that he'll do this role. I guess they probably couldn't get anyone else to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's gross, dude. Like, it's very upsetting. Like,
yeah, I listened to the album, I've heard this album once, and I stopped listening when I got to this song, because I was like, I don't want to hear this.
The song Fiddle About. I don't know if it's not a clever song. It's just gross. I don't know. But yeah, this plays out over On the Run, which I will give props to the movie for, because it's the most it's like very upsetting. And not a lot is like shown to you really, but it's it playing out over On the Run is a good match for me, and that it's like the most upsetting part of the album. So but the less said about this, the better. Really, There's a great I do like that he's got like black teeth, and then later on in the movie, like missing teeth effectively. Yeah, it looks like they've just blacked them out. Later on in the movie, he replaces these with gold teeth when they're really rich, which is just a sweet little detail.
Yeah, that is good. He also puts an egg in his beer. That's the only thing I've really got to say about that scene.
Is this like a classic creeper move? Like, I don't know what that is. Like, if you're just like, instead of eating, maybe, like, you just put an egg in your beer so that you get enough protein so that you can keep drinking, potentially. Yeah. Instead of ever eating food. That's like my headcanon for why someone would do that.
Yeah, I like that. Like, it's very bro-ish, because bros love protein and beer.
Yeah, I guess
Apologies to bros who also like all kinds of other things, I'm sure.
Cracking an egg into a drink is sometimes justified, but I don't think it ever is with like a pint of beer. So yeah.
Apparently it's a figure of speech. Like, what do you want? An egg in your beer, implying that the listener already has something good, but is asking for something more that they don't deserve.
Oh,
which doesn't make any sense with this uncle, so I don't know.
He doesn't deserve a lot, this man. He sucks.
True. Yeah.
So, whatever. Anyway. So, the next bit is they, instead of leaving him with anyone else terrible, they decide that they'll just leave him on his own for hours. He just stands in front of the mirror, is what Tommy does.
Yeah.
Like, staring at his own reflection. It's unclear whether or not he can actually see himself, but whatever.
Yeah, he still loves staring at mirrors. Like, he's done it quite a lot throughout the film as a child and everything.
Yeah. Also, briefly, and before all of these little sequences, we get a shot of the mirror, and each time there's an extra Tommy in the background. That's like a different color. So there's like, it starts off with just one, and then there's two after the bully guy, like cousin, what's his name?
Kevin.
Cousin Kevin, yeah, and then three after the Uncle Ernie sequence. So, kind of cool.
Yeah. And I feel like the mirrors changing and like reflecting endlessly is also subtly quite Pink Floyd from their Amagama album.
Oh.
Yeah, where there's a whole bunch of mirrors.
Yeah, man.
I think that might be some mad confirmation bias on my behalf, but you know.
Hey,
what is the show other than that?
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, we've got... so this is where he just sort of wanders off. Tommy sees a vision of himself in the mirror and, like, wanders... takes himself to, like, a junkyard where he finds a pinball machine here in the junkyard. There's a sequence where, like, he's... holding a large glowing like circle orb or something, and that turns out to be this pinball machine. It's like what he's been searching for or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, more circle imagery. But yeah, he finds like a pinball machine working in this junkyard. There's a lot of great shots of him like stumbling over cars and stoves and shit around here. But yeah, it's kind of weird. There's also a great, like, I think this is either a goof or, like, on behalf of the filmmakers, but when he gets picked up next by the police, there's another pinball machine clearly broken, like, behind where the police officer is. So potentially that was another prop or just another, like, junkyard pinball machine that was also available.
Yeah, maybe to explain why there's any pinball machines in the junkyard to begin with.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
pretty great. Anyway,
Yeah, and the way he like plays it and the lights flash really works to On the Run in my opinion.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
I'm into it. Anyway, the family, like, they pick up and capitalize on his newfound pinball ability pretty much immediately. They get they get extremely rich over the course of about 20 seconds. Here, which is quite interesting. We like very quickly cut to a scene against the Pinball Wizard, a competition, a pinball competition, as played by Elton John. Here. Couple of details about this that I really love. First of all, his pinball machine has a piano keyboard on it, which is how he operates the pinball machine.
Yeah.
Great. Nonsensical, cartoony, and awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about that. Also, Elton John's costume involves him wearing 7-foot tall shoes.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No reason for this at all.
No, not in the slightest.
It's great. Great visual, though. Just like a super tall Elton John and these like massive shoes. Love it.
And he's just like... Otherwise, I think Elton John just brought his own clothes because he's wearing like a little...
Pretty much.
Glittery... Like the hat that the South Park characters would wear.
Yeah.
And then his massive Elton John glasses, some suspenders, and shoes bigger than he.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a large pinball on it, that hat, as well, which is a notable detail. Because he's the pinball wizard from the song Pinball Wizard.
So
although, halfway through the song, the pinball wizard does change to be Tommy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a passing of the pinball wizard torch. That's what the song's about.
Oh man, you've figured out the like big flaw in the song.
Yeah.
So they wrote this song because they heard a journalist really liked pinball and they wanted to get a good review from him.
Oh, interesting.
Which is the most like cynical and weird way to write like what is a classic Who song.
It really is. I think it's like some of he states that it's some of their like sloppiest writing ever as well.
Oh,
like,
okay.
They weren't actually caring about the song very much, so I feel like it's just like them being snide to this reviewer. That's great.
And also, Rod Stewart was up for this role.
Oh, wow.
And he asked Elton John if he should take it, and Elton was like, oh, nah, don't do that. That'll be ridiculous. And then Elton John got the call, and he was like, Elton John will do it.
Maybe this is an Elton John time. Maybe I'll snake my way in here.
And apparently, like, I found this article on a website called ultimateclassicrock.com.
Okay.
That, like, then went on to list all their, like, beefs between Elton and Rod Stewart.
This is maybe the start of their beefs. Or have there been, like,
is.
classic beefs of Rod and Elton in the past?
Yeah. Elton... Well, it's very much... You know that, like, scene from Mad Men that became a meme of, like... I feel sorry for you. I don't think about you at all. It's very much that, where Elton John accidentally slights Rod Stewart a bunch, and Rod Stewart takes it way too personally.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's so much worse.
Like, Elton said I'll never put out a Christmas album. I think they're really tacky, as soon as Rod Stewart put out a Christmas album.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Awful. It must be somewhat calculated on Elton's part. That's great.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe Elton's mean and we just don't know it.
No, I don't like that. I hope he's not mean.
Yeah.
I hope he's a nice man.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so the Pinball Wizard sequence plays out as time is playing for us. Gareth, would you say that time is the Pinball Wizard of Dark Side of the Moon?
Whoa, you're giving me a lot to mull over. These are the questions people come to this show for sure.
Like, is it the same? Does it fill the same role on the album that song fills on this album?
I think Money is probably the Pinball Wizard of Dark Side of the Moon, right?
Right, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sure.
I was interested to know your take on that.
Yeah. What would be the thing about the Who? Like, they're as famous as Pink Floyd, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, they're kind of both on the tier just below the Beatles and the Rolling Stones in terms of everyone knowing them.
They're right there. They're like, if they're S tier, if like those two are S tier, then this is the A tier for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I've got this whole. We're gonna take a sharper turn than in this bloody movie. like, I've got this theory that rock music and pop music, it's so good because it's fun to listen to and it's fun to think about. And different artists kind of have different sides to that. Like, David Bowie is a perfect musician and figure because he's equally fun to listen to and think about.
True.
Because there's like wonderful story in all his concept albums. Whereas like Kiss are more fun to think about than listen to.
Right. You need that perfect marriage of persona and also good music, is what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And I would say Pink Floyd are way further along the listen to side.
Yeah, the other direction.
Yeah, and the Who are quite far along the think about side. Like, most people know, like, vaguely the members of the Who and, like, the kind of story and how they would smash their guitars and all this stuff. Yeah. But, like, probably can't name that many songs. And that's probably where because I was going to say, what is the time of the Who's revoir? But I can't think of enough Who songs.
I don't know. Probably Who Are You is there, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah? Maybe.
Like, I feel like the Who have been, like, their like, back catalogue has come into a lot more of, like, the public zeitgeist or whatever because of the TV show that uses their songs as all their intros, no matter how, like, illogical that is.
Yeah, CSI.
Yeah. So, like, the original CSI used Who Are You as the theme song. But, like, later on, they had to use more and more Who songs that made less sense to match with CSI, because they set the precedent.
Like, Won't Get Fooled Again works, but then, like, there's one with Barbara O'Reilly or something, right? And you're like...
Yeah. Oh. Good song, but not really a match.
Is there a Who song in CSI Cyber, starring Ted Danson and James Van Der Beek?
There must be, and I hope it's Pinball Wizard.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that matches the best.
Yeah.
Show plays me pinball.
That is so good. That is a good song. Like, if they chucked it away, then
great riff.
Good on them.
Yeah. It's great stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we're pretty much out of here. Anyway, bloody Elton loses this competition of pinball mastery and gives up his title of Pinball Wizard. Yes, they all carry Elton out by his big old boots at the end of Great Gig. They're all. I love this shot of you just see his shoes and everyone like booing him.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I hope when they like had to put this scene on their like run sheet, it was like, today shoes and booze. Yep,
there you go.
Yeah.
We're gonna make these massive shoes. I like the giant metal Iron Maiden drug machine. I hope that these giant shoes are out there somewhere that I can go visit them.
I think Elton got to keep them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, he just like sleeps in one. He just jumps into it and then like zips
and
it
up. And his husband sleeps in the other one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're just they just climb on in and snuggle up.
Do you know my favourite fact about Elton John?
Is it the one we just said?
Yes. Do you know my second favourite is he would every day, so like albums would come out I think on Tuesdays back in the day, now it's Fridays. Every Tuesday he'd send his assistant out to buy every new album and he'd listen to them all.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and I think he still keeps up with it. Like his like top 10 for most years is like pretty much the same as ours. Like he listens to everything. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. I love that. That's a great fact. Awesome. Okay.
His favourite album last year was
nothing to add.
Weekend, so you can't argue with that.
There you go. He's up with the play.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes. So the next scene, I love this next sequence as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Sorry, we spent so long on that scene and then it gets way more bonkers.
It does, yeah. So we cut to the mother watching this win and the celebrations on TV. She's in a pristine white room with a giant circular mirror here. We're keeping that theme going.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, we're getting some really bizarre television ads for beans, chocolates, and washing powder that play out over the scene. I just want to cover that at the top. Yeah, they're all like vaguely royal themed as well, which is interesting. Anyway, she's like dancing around and saying how much she loves her new life and her like all her wealth and stuff and fame, but she can't enjoy any of it because her son is still mentally scarred from the event is the thing. She wants to like be hedonistic and love all this stuff. Whether or not any of this is true is like whatever, but she's very upset because we get Tommy like calling to her through the TV set multiple times. Money begins midway through this sequence, which I think is a better fit for this this whole thing. I wish it had started dead on, but what is about to happen is like perfect fit for Money. I think this is like potentially the best like music video match.
Oh,
like arguably better than the earlier one.
Yeah.
So she throws her champagne bottle at the television, and it smashes, and then washing suds like from the washing powder pour out of the TV onto the floor, and it's like, okay, this isn't so bad. Unfortunately, this is immediately followed by beans gushing out onto the floor.
Yeah.
Which create much more of a mess, and then also chocolate gushes out onto the floor from the 3 previous ads. It's a very upsetting visual.
Yeah, because it covers the house and it covers her. And she has nothing else to do but just like roll around and wail and
Oh, it's no good. She's just rolling around on the ground. Oh.
Yeah.
But I've written that this could very well be an alternate video for Money. Just this whole sequence playing out, I think.
Yeah.
It's later revealed that this is all like a surrealist nightmare that's playing out in her mind as well. Just because like the themes of Money here, and that like she can't enjoy any of the fame and wealth that she has because of this traumatic event, I think is like a pretty cool fit.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god, exploding.
Oh.
Wow, that was very... I just had a visual glitch on my machine that was very startling. But we're going to carry on.
Just a bunch of beans and soap start flying out.
Oh, dude.
Do you need to hit save on your audio?
Oh, I'll be alright. If I tap my screen, I'm very worried that it will explode out like the whole bunch of suds at any point. My computer, for the listeners' benefit, my computer is at its breaking point.
Yeah.
It's so full of Floyd.
That's the issue.
Yeah, man.
Computers weren't meant to listen to this much Pink Floyd.
Absolutely not. But yeah.
It's human music.
This is not for you, robot. Settle down. So it's playing out in the mum's mind, this whole thing, and Uncle Frank returns, and he's sipping from a bottle of Teacher's whiskey here, and I just love that the detail that the label is on upside down so that we can better read it while he swigs from it. It's just, that's great. Because they definitely don't print bottles this way.
No.
It's just for the audience's benefit. It's so funny. Anyway, he has found a doctor who can cure their son Tommy, finally. He's found someone who is an expert that can help him out.
Yeah.
Guess who that is?
I want you to say it because you've got to reveal all the cameos so far, and this is one of the best.
It is. It's incredible. It's bloody Jack Nicholson. He's here in the film. This is the craziest casting for me, more so than like Eric Clapton and like they're vaguely like music adjacent, like Tina Turner, all these people. But Jack Nicholson showing up was a real hit in the face for me. I was like, whoa, okay. But he's playing like a full shrink.
Yeah. He was like a last minute casting, and they were really worried that he couldn't sing, and then because he's Jack bloody Nicholson, he knocks it out of the park.
He nails it. He's crooning here. It's so good. There's some major sexual tension between him and the mum. Right at the tail end of Money, they keep like fantasizing about them like dancing together. I think in the same hall from like the earlier scene, which is pretty cool. From the like holiday camp sequence. It's really good. There was also some really great shots of Jack Nicholson just staring down the lens. Which
apparently that was his main direction, was come in, stare down the lens and look pretty.
Pretty much. Oh my god. Yeah. He looks great in this.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm a big fan here. This young, like, crooning, like, overtly sexual Jack Nicholson is so funny to see. Anyway, he delivers the information that Tommy's condition is psychological. And his like method for curing him is just saying, just put him in front of the mirror like you've been doing. He's got to sort it out himself. Which I guess might work. But it's weird. Oh, but yeah, I was so amazed to see him. Shout outs to you, Jack. Great stuff in Tommy.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to talk to him about that. Like, out of all his roles that he's ever played, just like come up and interview him. Like, so in Tommy.
Yeah.
What?
We get all we need is 2.5 hours of his time, and we'll exclusively ask him Tommy questions, and more Tommy questions.
Yeah, there we go. Just a Tommy-based interview. That's all we want. Anyway, so we get us and them now. Tommy's mum's very frustrated that she can't get through to him. There's like a scene of them like in the back of a car, just like Tommy's having a whale of a time. He doesn't know where he is, but he's just like very happy with himself.
Yeah.
Can't get through to him. There's a really funny sequence of the mum like angry dancing in front of the mirror, which I love. Another very gifable moment, I think. Yeah, she like runs up to him and like whips her hair in his face as well. And then like tosses him through a mirror in frustration. And going through the mirror is what awakens Tommy's mind.
Yeah, because he flies. The mirror was also a window, and he flies out into the ocean.
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's a swimming pool that he lands in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Either way, it's very Pink Floydian and very us and them.
Oh, totally. Just like him falling backwards through this mirror and like surrounded by the shards and like falling into a swimming pool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fitting us and them. Pitch perfect. Love it. And then he's like, he's yelling out like triumphant over the verse of us and them. Like he's like, I'm free. Which is just a great match. I'm feeling it. I'm hype. It's just followed up by an extremely strange sequence of him just running over a green screen, though.
Yeah, he runs for so long in front of a green screen by some people. He's not wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
It's very good. Again, in my insane person notes, I wrote green screen ocean running, OMG, and then I drew him running.
Oh, sweet. I got big Brody Quest vibes from this sequence.
Yeah.
If you don't know Brody Quest, Neil Cicerega video where Adrian Brody just goes about his day. It's amazing. I don't really understand why this is here. He's over just like shots of like the ocean and then under the sea and stuff like that. It's like what? But anyway, his mum catches up to him on the beach and he's like lying on a rock and like recalling all these terrible moments from his past. He's reliving his father being killed and all this stuff and like him being a child and stuff like that. Doesn't seem to mind any of that. It just wakes up as we transition into Any Color You Like. And he's just like saying that he's going to start a new religion, basically. And he tears off all of his mum's jewelry and throws it over her shoulder. Hilarious.
And then he like baptizes her in the ocean and then they just roll around in the ocean. It's a very, very strange vibe for, mother and son.
Super strange. Very weird vibe here.
Yeah.
The tearing off the jewelry is very humorous to me. It's just like him grabbing her hand and like whipping off all the rings one by one. It's very, very satisfying. But yeah, he's ready to take his new role as a messiah, as the new messiah. And anyway, it hits the news that this pinball wizard can bloody speak now. He's great. It's great. Taking the world by storm, pinball has. Unrelated.
Oh, yes.
Everyone's talking about pinball as if it was like the fucking Olympics or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point, eh? Like, I don't know anyone who's that into pinball.
Yeah, I don't think it even was at the time. I guess it probably
No.
was like pretty massive in that it was like video games effectively at the time, but
Yeah,
like,
true.
people going down to the arcade, but like only on that scale. It was like
Yeah.
there wasn't like a worldwide fervor about pinball that I'm aware of.
Maybe, yeah, we weren't there. Maybe it was like, if they made this today, it'd be all about Fortnite or something.
Oh no!
Or maybe it was that big.
Fortnite wizard. That's awful. That's the worst thing we've willed into existence, I think. Holy crap. Anyway, yeah, his family immediately, they're bloody muddy grubbing and they're ready to monetize everything that this boy does.
Yeah.
And I do some like fashion shoots and start making merch and stuff immediately.
Yeah.
It's great. There's a little short story sequence here of like sort of a film within a film thing. A great little story about a young girl, Sally Simpson, who's a mega fan of the new Messiah. And this whole sequence plays out over brain damage, which I enjoyed. Anyway, yeah, she like disobeys her parents and runs off to go and see Tommy's like big first sermon, effectively. But the fans go like nuts and just wreck her face. She like falls to the floor and like gets scarred. But it's notably Uncle Frank like steps on her hands just to fuck with her. It's terrible.
Damn it, Uncle Frank.
Get out of here, you bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she gets beaten up by the crowd, and it's talked about that she will always remember this like lesson effectively, and then Eclipse begins, and we get the really weird outcome of the sequence, and that she like marries a musician in California. Neither of the actors age at all. So
these are two children.
It's a child wedding here between Sally Simpson with a big scar on her face and a boy who's the California musician, represented by a young child in a Frankenstein outfit, playing electric guitar.
Just for his own wedding.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's super weird. It's, again, I don't know, it's the 70s, movies were new, Jaws hadn't come out yet, so they didn't know.
People didn't know what they were doing yet.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, but the like Frankenstein outfit, I guess, is like a match of her being like scarred, I guess. Like,
oh yeah.
Like I could see that like Bride of Frankenstein style aesthetic there potentially, but it's like it's loose as hell. He does like a little like rock show Johnny Be Good style performance. As well, which is really funny, and that's how we wrap up playthrough 2. I think he's just playing guitar over silence for us, which is really good.
Yeah, he is. It's very, I'm wondering if he, like, rocked up in his Frankenstein suit, and he's, like, this amazing child actor, but he refused to take off the Frankenstein suit, and they're like, well okay.
Get in there, boy. We'll figure it out.
If we want this young Johnny Be Good, we've got to obey.
Johnny Be Dead. Oh no. That in fact could be like a short surrealist film in itself of just like a young Frankenstein playing electric guitar over complete silence.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my art project. Look out for that one. It's my thesis film.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm working on the title, which probably won't be Johnny Be Dead. Yeah, so we get we start to play through 3 now, and we get a little montage of just everyday people doing stuff, like loading up trucks and putting like garbage men at work and stuff like this. Feels like kind of like a new start to the movie, honestly. It's just like just like characters that we've never seen before, people we've never seen before, just doing stuff, you know. And they're all beginning to learn of Tommy's teachings. You know, there's like a group of like hoodlums hanging out, or like punk rockers or something hanging out at like a campfire, and there's about to be a fight breaking out between some people, but then who should appear, Gareth, but fucking Tommy in his blue jeans, no shirt, on a fucking paraglider.
Yeah, even Pink Floyd, like, there's a chuckle sound effect right at that moment, and it's just like, even they're like, oh, come on, guys.
I didn't even hear it because I was chuckling myself. Oh my gosh.
I, like, forgot this had happened, and then when I rewatch,
so
it still slayed me. It's the silliest image. Roger Daltrey, blue jeans, no shirt, paragliding to save the day.
Yeah, just paragliding in as Jesus. It's so funny. He like breaks up, him breaking up a gang fight as well. It feels like a PSA ad for Jesus, in that like there's like a guy like holding like a shotgun and he takes his finger off the trigger. It's so silly. Oh my god. There's a bunch of like rock dudes as well with like mohawks or like funny haircuts that just start grooving when he shows up as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love this whole sequence. It's so stupid. But yeah, anyway, all these new people start showing up at his house as On the Run starts up. And we're getting it becoming a cult, basically. They're running out of room. Old Uncle Frank gets told to build an extension so that they can make room for all these people. And luckily, Uncle Frank is on board because he sees the money coming in for this. The Crash On the Run does a line up with Tommy acting like he's walking on water. He's standing on like a diving board, but he's like walking along this shot from above of water, and a whole bunch of people jump into the pool behind him and they're swimming around. So it looks like he's walking on water for this.
Yeah.
In case you weren't clear on the whole Messiah thing.
Heard of Jesus? Well, you will have after this.
Yeah. We got a new one for you. So his religion like spreads worldwide. Uncle Frank is pinning the little symbol into the map on like a whole bunch of different places, and he's like saying how like their fervor is like he'll give them what they need for a price, basically. He's like happy to help them with what they want. It's a shame as how expensive everything will be for them. That's what he's saying. Very good. And yeah, they're like, Tommy starts up his own little holiday camp like he promised he would, which is his like cult that he's built around himself and the love of pinball. Keith Moon rocks up again here on his Tommy organ car.
I found this very Pink Floydian, which,
Yeah, it's great. Good old match here. Like, I feel like this organ car would not be a like out of place thing at a Pink Floyd show. Just riding around.
It's their next step. Yeah, the organ is in the crowd driving.
Yeah, driving around and just like loads of keyboards. It'd be great.
Yeah,
perfect.
It's also, I don't know if you noticed, it also has a cash register on it.
Oh, I did not notice that. That's
very money, very Pink Floyd.
There we go. Perfect. I really, again, this is another prop that I hope is out there somewhere. It's so good.
Yes.
Keith Moon, like...
Do you want to become the guys who get really into prop auctions? Like finding out what things from movies are for sale?
I don't have the capital for that kind of hobby, I don't think.
Neither.
I do love the idea of it, but I just, like, I don't think I could get into it.
Neither. That's why I reckon we become even more annoying, where we just follow the sales and be like, oh man, sold so well, but we're like never going to be able to afford it.
Did you see who brought the fucking Iron Maiden from Tommy? Bloody Keith Moon 48. He's at it again. Anyway, this is where he's got his gold teeth as well, and he's playing the keyboard with his feet, which I enjoy too. It's very good. He says the line, "Buy your way to heaven," which is another great line in this. Yeah. The whole sequence is like all about like selling yourself out. Basically, you can buy access to the afterlife with like very cheap prices. You got to buy all the merch to get in.
Because when you die, they're going to be checking if that merch is legit.
Exactly. No counterfeit merch in heaven. That's for sure.
Oh no. If you're wearing a Grateful Dead shirt that has a like black and white picture of the Grateful Dead on the back, you're not getting in.
You're not getting in.
That's fake.
You aren't grateful enough. You sure are dead.
You're dead. You ain't grateful.
Yeah. We're nearly there now, actually. Again, I just want to say that this is really annoying for me, and that this is more money stuff playing when time is playing on screen. Like, it's such a shame. I feel like this happens quite a bit, where we get like commerce playing out on screen and not lining up with money.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'd say commerce is a huge part of Western cinema.
Right.
And this is one of the few albums that gives enough time to the concept of commerce. But, like, I don't know, maybe they've got it too late, they've got it too, like, in a weird point. It's only been The Room that really decided to bring up money exactly when Pink Floyd did. Yeah.
Only bloody, what's his name, got it right. I can't remember now.
Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, Tommy Wiseau!
Tommy.
Oh, no!
Forget everything else we've accidentally willed into existence.
That's good.
Tommy Wiseau remakes Tommy by The Who.
And he stars as Tommy? Holy shit,
Yes.
that would be good.
It fits really well because, you know, his, like, little speech about, like, the world would be nicer if people loved each other and stuff. So Tommy-ish.
That's perfect. Oh my god, please.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to do too much acting as long as he can kind of stand still.
Yeah? Oh, it's ideal. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if The Who would be on board, but we are.
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay. Hopefully, someday. Tommy, if you're listening. Tommy, can you hear me?
There we go.
Like, get on the script. Start writing now, boy.
Yeah.
Love it. So we get a little bit of an intro to the camp from Tommy about, like, welcome, like, to my holiday camp, and then he's just talking about all the different rules that they have to follow here. They've got to, like, he's saying they can't drink, they can't do drugs and all this stuff, and then he like admonishes this dude that he calls Mr. Normal, who is just a guy in a, like, white shirt, bowler hat, and, like, a red and black striped tie. I think this dude's just, like, a classic nerd that he's just dissing. He wasn't, like, doing anything, like, punishable. It's just, like, being normal, I guess, is un-okay here.
Musicians hate the norms, though.
The normies.
You gotta say that, especially 70s rock stars.
Well, there you go. It's up there with binge drinking and drug abuse, apparently. Fucking great stuff.
Yeah. So Tommy's rules are, you can't drink, you can't do drugs, you have to be deaf, blind, and dumb as well.
Yeah.
And you play pinball.
Yeah. He gives you out these little, like, headset things that, like, cover your eyes and stop your mouth with a wee cork. The line of him saying, "You know where to put the cork," is like, what the fuck? Like, and block your ears, obviously. They set up lines and lines of pinball machines for them to play. This is, I guess, just what you have to do, like, all the time. I don't know. Anyway, the people very quickly turn on this idea. They're like, this sucks. Never mind.
Yeah.
They start rioting. They say that we aren't going to take it. And when I first thought this, I was like, is this the song We're Not Going to Take It? But it's not. It is the Who's song We're Not Going to Take It from the album Tommy.
Not the Twisted Sister song.
No, it is not, in fact, that. Unfortunately. That would be quite the twist. Like a track from another album coming in. Whoa. Out there. But yeah, they aren't interested. We're moving into Great Gig, and they riot, and they're, like, beating people up, climbing up these huge metal balls that I think are supposed to be representative of ping pong balls. Not ping pong balls, pinballs.
Pinballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've got, like, big handles on them, I guess, so that they can put them there, but it doesn't really work. Anyway, they're, like, climbing up them, and they kill Tommy's mother and uncle here.
Yeah.
Like, does she get stabbed? One of them gets stabbed, and the other one gets their, like, head beaten in. But anyway. Yeah, he, like, climbs through the rubble very sadly to find them over, like, smashed pinball machines and stuff like that, and the silver balls. And he like, grieves for his mother, potentially Uncle Frank, don't really know. He's also there, on the ground. And then, like, he returns to the waterfall from the beginning of the film and the mountain locations. Yeah, he's, like, running through all that stuff.
Probably conceived.
Yeah, crazy. And then, the film ends exactly like it began, but with Tommy instead of his father standing in front of at this time, rising sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very poetic end. It would have been perfect to have, like, ended on "I'll see you on the dark side of the moon."
Yeah.
But it does end on "Great Gig in the Sky," which is
that's a winner.
Pretty good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy with that. And
yeah.
That's the one. That's it.
Oh, what a bonkers experience.
Absolutely. The truly bonkers experience. It's like...
thoroughly recommend.
Oh, loved it. If you haven't seen Tommy, definitely seek it out. Like, I'm saying this at the end when we've covered the whole film. Probably not the best idea, but it's good. Worth a watch.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed us talking about it, like, have a wee look, because goddamn, we can barely describe the crazy stuff that you'll see on screen.
Yeah.
What did you think? How did it sink?
Well, James, it's times like this when I remember a Greek saying that was popularized by Isaiah Berlin, you know? The clever fox knows many things, but the old hedgehog knows one big thing.
Oh.
And much like, if we're doing this like the fox, you know?
Yeah.
There are so many sinks. There are sinks for days.
Sinks coming out of our ears.
Yeah. But then the hedgehog in us will know that this whole movie, they're singing different songs.
This is true. We're ignoring the hedgehog in the room.
We're going to ignore the hedgehog?
No. I'm saying that like we would be if we were to do that.
Yes. Yeah, because I think we've got like a fox 8.2 or something.
Yeah.
And a hedgehog like 1.8.
Yeah. I think we've got to be true to our hedgehogs within our Sonic the Hedgehog personas and say that it's a 1.8, Gareth. We've got to be...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a shame, but like...
I can disagree with you on that, I think. I think we could maybe even it out, like some sort of... put on our tails, the fox from Sonic the Hedgehog personas.
Nice.
Or maybe like some sort of terrifying cross between them, like a real spiky fox.
Yep.
And maybe exactly
that
in the middle.
That exists in the OC, I'm sure.
What is 8.2
Bit of quick maths.
1.8 is 10.
Oh, wow.
Divide that by 2 is 5. This could be a perfect 5.
Even 5.
Because it sinks well, but also doesn't sink well. This could be exactly in the middle.
It's true,
of
the
what we're
true
after.
average of...
Yeah.
I like that.
It's both, the true average and then like the inverse of... Yeah, I think we got it. It's a clean 5.
Perfect. Put it up there. Easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Mark it on the graph.
Put it on the graph. Plot it.
Maybe put like a fox and hedgehog emoji on either side.
Yeah. Just for a bit of fun on your graph.
Yeah, do it for yourself, you know?
Just put some... I wonder if people actually do that in school projects now, putting like emojis in the graph. Just to mess with their school teachers. I don't know. Or like... Or bosses. So. Like you're in, like out there, presenting this as a report. It's like, what's this little fox doing? And you're like, he's just on the graph. I don't know. Bit of fun.
Yeah, bit of fun. Yeah. You gotta have fun with your graphs.
It's true. That's the lesson of this show, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh man, what are we doing next week, Gareth? Lay it on me. I'm ready.
Okay. A big, like, shortcut to the sinks is these dramatic, like, sounds all across this album. And I was like, what film has the most dramatic And that's when one question came into my head, James. Have you ever fired your gun in the air and gone, Well, you're about to with Point Break.
Oh, yes!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
1991, Swayze and Reeves.
Okay, quick question before we commit to this, Gareth.
Yeah.
Do we watch Point Break immediately followed by Bad Boys 2? So that we can complete the meme or not?
Yeah. We've got to sprinkle in a bit of Bad Boys 2, because to ignore
we don't have to
Bad
sync
Boys
it.
2,
We don't have to sync it.
No,
but we will.
It's a sprinkle, not a sinkle.
Yeah, there we go. We can watch. We watch Bad Boys 2 after it, but we don't sync it. There we go.
Yeah.
Just for an extra bit of flavour on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Maybe we won't mention it at all.
Who knows?
Maybe we will.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, until then, we've just given ourselves a little bit more work, but hey, we do it for you.
I don't know if it's work. Bad Boys 2, and it should be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Point Break.
Speaking of more work, we've got to go and listen to the Scar cover of Brain Damage and edit that back in.
Alright, let's do that.
But yeah, until our next episode, I've been Gareth Blacklow.
I've been James Barron, the Pinball Wizard.
And we'll see you on the dark side of Keith Moon.
Sure plays a mean pinball. Da, da, ba-doo.